Hey everybody, David Branderhorst here with a short video on 3 keys to monetizing your email list. Now, we've often heard it said that the money is in the list. If you want to have a successful business, you got to have an email list, and the more you can grow your email list, the more customers you'll have. Now, I do definitely agree with that sentiment, but just getting people on your email list alone isn't going to be enough to make them customers. I know lots of people who have several hundred people on their email list and they're not getting any customers. They're not having people actually become clients of theirs. And it's generally been said that you should, on average, have revenue in your business equal to $1 for every person on your list. So in other words, if you have 1,000 people on your email list, you should be seeing at least $1,000 a month in revenue. Now, that I believe is totally doable and totally true, but also what I would like to say is there's a strategy behind making that happen. Just getting people on your email list and throwing a bunch of offers at them isn't going to do it. If you want to build an email list that's responsive and that actually turns into customers, there's a method to it that actually works. And the first step in that process, the first key you got to understand is you need to be adding consistent value to your list. Now, I know this is something you're probably thinking, oh, I've heard that 100 times. Add value, yeah, add value to your list. But I will also tell you right now, it's the most violated principle of all. What do I mean? I cannot tell you how many people I've gotten on their email list, and after maybe a couple of valuable adding emails, it's just a nonstop sell fest. It is just buy this, buy that. Now jump in for here. Now go over to there. Now get this offer. Now get that offer. And it just nonstop sell, sell, sell. Well, it's only a matter of time before I hit the unsubscribe button. Or the first step will be I just stop reading their emails because it is just pitch, pitch, pitch. That's all you're doing. You don't obviously care about me at all. And I'm tired of getting sold all the time. Nobody likes that. And so again, your emails stop being opened and nobody's responding to anything you send. And then people start complaining, hey, my email list doesn't do anything. It's not working. Well, have you been nurturing it? Have you been building an email list that actually wants to read what you're sending them? Because if people get emails from you and they feel like, hey, this is good stuff, this is valuable, this is helpful, I like it, they're going to be very apt to open them. If they look at your emails and go, another sales pitch, nope, it's probably going to go in the trash can. You have to build the relationship, and you do that by usually doing one of 3 things when you're sending out your content. And again, when I'm saying sending out content, I'm meaning at least weekly. You should be communicating with your list at least once a week. You should every single week be sending something out to your list that's valuable, and if possible, a couple, 2 or 3 times a week. Be useful, be helpful. And the first way you can do that is by sending out what I call tips. Tips are things like, how can I help you get better? How can I help you do something better than what you've done it before? Something faster, something more efficient? How can I become more useful? Something that I can use and apply in my life? The second way of doing it is mistakes. What are things I should be avoiding? What are things I should be careful not to do? What are things I should make sure, don't do that because that's not going to go well. You don't want to take that road because I did it and it was bad. You don't want to follow that approach. The third thing that you can do to continuously add value is what I call mindset or motivation or inspirational type posts, where you tell a story or you share something that's really going to cause people to want to keep going. It's going to encourage them. It's going to inspire them to keep going on the journey that they're on. So again, you want to do something something that's useful. You want to do a mistake, something to avoid, or you want to help them with their mindset and keep them motivated to keep going and moving forward. And you want to rotate between those 3. Go out there and consistently add value in those ways. Give them things that they can be very useful to them, and get that all out there. So they're saying, oh, I want to read what this person's sending me now because I know that every time I read one of these emails, I get something that's helpful. This is useful. This is something that I like. So you do that, but then as well as you do that, a lot of times what works really well is even in the PS, in the bottom of the email, include a short sentence or two that just talks about a next step that they can take. Possibly that next step could be join a Facebook group that you have where you're building community. Possibly the next step could be, hey, check out this free training that I did on this topic. It would be, I go in even more depth here and I get a lot more into the weeds of how exactly to do something. Hop into this free training and take advantage of it. And that can be a great way to get people into another one of your funnels. Because again, it's great to have people on the general list, but we also got to get them now into our funnels. And all of your value add emails should be at least 80%. So when you're doing your value add emails, it's totally okay then at the end, after you've given them a lot of help, after you've given them a lot of value, to then put like a little thing at the bottom that said, hey, if you'd like to learn more about this, hop on here and register for my free training or something like that. And that puts them into another sequence where they have the opportunity to become a customer. Something else that they can do, a free live webinar, free something that you're doing to get people to hop in, to want to continue to have opportunities to see what it is that you're doing. And again, you can send out an email once in a while that's a straight offer email. Just make 80+% of them valuable. And again, put a PS in your value one so it's not never asking for anything, but you got to make it so that they want to read it. And if they see a little bit at the end, okay, that's fine. If I'm interested in that, I'll take advantage of it. If I'm not, no worries. But I'm continuously building that relationship. The next thing is the third item that you really got to keep in mind, and this is just play the long game. Okay. Too many people say, oh, I emailed my list for 6 straight weeks and I didn't get any sales and it didn't work. It didn't happen. I'm not going to do it anymore. That's a mistake, because I've heard it said by so many people that the vast majority of all their sales comes after someone has been on your list at least 90 days. Now, when they're on your list 90 days, that doesn't just mean they're on their list 90 days. That means you've been sending out 90 days of consistent, valuable help, resources, tools, tips, mindset shifts, all sorts of things that you can do to make their life better. Because what's happening is you're building a relationship with these people. You're establishing what I like to call know, like, and trust. Because think about it. When you go and buy something from someone, who do you want to go to? You want to go to somebody that you know, like, and trust, someone that you have a good relationship with. And that only happens after you've put that time in, after you've built that relationship up. Then you want to do business with those people. So stay in the long game. Don't give up easily. Consistently send out valuable things. Consistently point back people to your other funnels, to your other opt-ins, to other things. And when they opt in for these other trainings, have a series of emails that go out to them that talk about that opportunity, so they have the option to look at it and potentially join and to make that purchase. Do different things to continually circle them around, but make the overall experience one where you are serving them and helping them at the highest level. And if you do that consistently, I'm thoroughly convinced you will have an email list that's responsive and that will become customers. A good number of them will turn around and start to buy from you. But you got to stay at it, and you got to do it regularly, consistently, and you got to always keep your focus on them and how can you serve and help them.